So what's your favourite part of World Team Tennis, the event?
My favorite part, mixed doubles. If you want to, we play a set of everything, a set of men's and women's singles, a set of men's and women's doubles, and we play a set of mixed, and it's up to the home coach to decide what the order is, but I prefer mixed doubles. Is always my favorite. It always was to play as well. When I played, I prefer, that was my favorite event, and we've had the least amount of mixed. And I used to get so irritated because I wish we could play mixed every week.
And it's the first time it's come to Australia.
Yes.
How do you think it'll be received by the Aussie fans?
Oh, I think Aussies would love it because they're team-oriented, and I grew up in team sports as myself, and I think if once they understood the format, they would be crazy about it because Aussies get into it with the teams. I love it. Watching TV, you can turn on like 15 different channels, and there's a different sport on every one. I was like, I don't know which sport to watch. It's cricket, it's this, it's soccer, it's rugby, it's this, and of course we don't even have Australian rules playing right now. So I'm like, God, if that was going on, we'd be like, and then you got the tennis. So. No, you guys are mad about sports, so I think you would love, and you love team sports. Australia loves team sports, and I think that's why you've always done so well in team, like even Davis Cup history and all this. You get together on things, so I think you'd love it. But it's fun, and I really appreciate Tennis Australia having us. We talked to Steve Wood and we talked to Craig a few months ago, and they said, why don't you come down and have a match here? And I said, well, it's good timing because it's our 35th season. And why don't we just do a kickoff? And they said it'd be great. So this will be our kickoff for and it's at the beginning of the year, which is so fabulous for us. Our season is in the United States in July. So it's just a nice kickoff, and we want to celebrate every week, on our site and around WTT.com. And we picked 35 players, and we're doing a countdown starting 35 weeks, which was a while back. And we really appreciate Tennis Australia having us here, and it's so. I have a rich history with Australia, and without Australia, I wouldn't have been #1 in the world. So every time I come back to Australia, I want to kiss the ground and kiss everyone. Thank you for making my life and allowing me to be #1 in the world, and I always wanted to be. So I wouldn't have had that experience without Mervyn Rose and players like Margaret and Leslie Turner Bowery and Judy Tegart Dalton and Rod Laver, Ken Rosewall. Owen Davidson was my mixed doubles partner, and he's a dear friend. I love him. And Roy Emerson hit with me every day back in those days. So without Mervyn Rose helping me, though, as a coach, I wouldn't have been #1. So, for me, coming back, I just have these great blessings and great memories. And so I'm very indebted to the people of Australia.
It is the first time you've been back here for several years.
Yeah.
What's your favourite memory of your time in Melbourne, and particularly at the Australian Open?
Well, Rob, I thought it was 4 years ago I was here. It's been 8. I was here for the O2, and I worked Channel 7 every day, and so I was working the whole time. And I was really fortunate. Liz Smiley and I got to call the Capriati-Hingis final, and Capriati was down four match points and ended up winning.
In extreme heat?
Extreme heat. I mean, they were dying. In fact, they had at the end of the second and third set, they were in the locker room with ice bags all over them.
Did you have ice bags in the box?
No, because it was freezing in there, and I loved it. See, I don't like the heat, so I love being in the bunker. We call it the bunker. And Liz got too cold, and I was in hog heaven. I loved it. So I loved it. But I have 2 godchildren here also, Janet Young's children, Jen and Anthony Langford. So I love anytime I can see one of them or both of them and see Janet. So I've been able to do that. Went to dinner. I mean, just to see friends and just catching up. And, I just saw Lil Turner and Judy Tegart Dalton and all these people. So it's like a reunion. Cynthia Dorner. I mean, we had 74 Australian players play World Team Tennis so far, and it continues. Like Renee Stubbs has been playing a lot lately, and she's great because she's great in doubles and she can play doubles. We need great doubles players and singles players. That's why it's a real team effort.
And finally, who's your tip for the Australian Open men's and women's?
Well, I'm playing it so safe because I've been working while I'm down here. I haven't been able to watch enough. If I could watch more, I could tell you, but probably you have to go with Federer and Serena Williams. I think you have to. They're the ones to beat. But they've got a lot of competition, and it's great to have Henna back and Kleister's back, although Kleister's didn't have a good tournament. She's back. She won the U.S. Open, and we're very fortunate to have that much depth in both men's and women's tennis.
It's great to have you here. Good luck with the event and watching the tennis.
Thanks, Rob, and I hope the people that come here and can't get on the two big ones will come to Margaret Court Arena and come out and watch World Team Tennis with some of the other older players. Rofter's going to play, and I think they always like to see Rofter. And he's played team tennis before. Pat Cash and who else is playing? Brad Key.
Tracy Austin.
Tracy Austin. I'm missing the other woman, Australian. Anyway.
Brad Key.
Yeah, Bradkey's going to play. Bradkey's going to play, and then we've got Mary Jo Fernandez. We've got Todd Martin playing, who's coaching Djokovic now, and I think we're going to have Thomas Muster is going to play, who is a former #1 player in the world. So it'll be fun. We got a lefty out there too. It's good.
Good stuff. Well, great to have you here. Well done.
It's great, right?
Thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Mike.